Hello everybody, in one of my previous videos I showed you how to replace fuel pump on the wing, and today I would like to tell you a little bit about indication and how it looks in the cockpit. Whenever the pumps are off, you have amber boxes with cross dashes, which means that there is no pressure, there is no fuel supply into the engines. And whenever we activate one pump, you can see the indication change, and you have a green box with a direct line in the green, which means that there is a pressure. And how this works, you have a pressure sensor in the line which works as an on-off switch. Whenever you have pressure, you get signal pressure is available. So, and how it looks when this sensor is either faulty or pump stop supply, and we can simulate it by pulling CD. And now basically I cut the power from the pump, and you can see that you have indication low. Yes, we have CB pulled as well. You have indication low, so now you know that something is wrong. Either the sensor is faulty or the pump stopped providing pressure. Let me expand this a bit. There can be many other problems, either in the electric supply into the pump or somewhere in the indication. And since we clear this, we can continue in the video. And a few weeks ago, I had an issue with this pressure sensor. So today I would like to show you how to replace it and where you can find this sensor as well. So let's put everything back in normal configuration, which means close the CB. Here you see green line, and switch off the pump. So this is normal configuration. I moved to the wheel well of A320, and here you can find three of them. Two are for the center. One is over there, second one is here. That one, the one on the top, that's for the APU. And then we'll move to the wing section, and exactly here you can see one for the wing pump, and the second one is there. So you have two for the wings. Each pump actually have one. Two for the wings, two for the center, and of course one for the APU pump. And let's take a look where we can find the pumps, and let's start with the APU1. APU1 is up here. And again, I would like to give you a few more information about the system. APU usually takes fuel supply from the left engine feed line, and the pressure is provided by wing pumps. This pressure is monitored by pressure switch, which I already showed you, and if the fuel pressure in the APU fuel line drops below 22 psi, the APU fuel pressure switch energizes the APU fuel pump to ensure the stable fuel supply to the APU. Then we have, on each wing, we have two AC pumps under those two covers. You already saw how to replace this one in one of my previous videos. And then here you have a center. Actually, this one is more exposed, so you can see how it looks from the bottom. Connector, drain port, see as that. Then we move to the right. Hydraulic bay. You have the right one, and all what's remaining are the ones on the right wing. So those are the pumps, and yeah, now let's change the pressure switch. And as always, we need to start with the safety precautions and the preparations for the job, which means the pulling CBs, and of course leave the note in the cockpit that you're gonna work on the fuel systems, and of course inform your colleagues about this job. And since I already disconnect the connector, now I'm working on the safety wire, and it is installed on the plug which holds pressure switch on position. Then we have here a sealing valve, which will close whenever plug is removed, which prevents the fuel leak. And the last thing is a bulkhead adapter, And since there is not really enough space, it will be a bit challenge to install lock wire back on.
Oh my gosh. The lock wire goes all the way around.
Yep, that's what I said.
It's too wide.
And since lock wire is removed, I can start with the removal of the plug. And during this point, I need to be sure that the seal valve closed. If no, I'll have a small leak. But since pumps are off, I don't need to be afraid. There will be just a little bit of fuel.
Okay. There is some. Oh.
And since plug is out, I can remove the pressure switch. On both sides you can find O-ring, which need to be changed before installation of the new one.
Woody!
Well, I mean, if it doesn't move, then it's okay.
After inspection of the seal valve, we will double check the torque volume to be sure that there will be no leak after installation of the pressure switch.
Okay, so 4 O-rings.
As a next step, we'll install the O-ring, which was properly lubricated. Before we install pressure switch, we need to be sure that the connector will fit exactly on it, because you can install pressure switch both ways. You just need to turn it 180 degrees, but then connector will fit. So this need to be checked.
Yeah, like this then. Okay.
And since we are sure about position, we can install the pressure switch. After that, we'll install second O-ring and the plug. And my colleague asked me about the function, so you can hear it again.
It's telling you that there is a pressure. It have only on-off function. So it get information that pump is energized, and when the pump is energized, it will send, and the pressure arrives inside. It will basically remove the power from it.
Just 1-0 basically.
Yeah.
Again, I would like to give you a few more details about pressure switch. Inside you can find 2 contacts, low, which is connected to the ground, and high, which is unused. Whenever you have low pressure, the contact is engaged to ground, which means closed loop. Whenever you have pressure above 6 psi, you will get open loop.
You have here, next to me, that's for pump number 1. This one is for pump number 2.
And now it's time to torque the plug.
Okay.
Here you go. Beautiful.
And now it's time for lock wire, and as I said, I need to apply it to 3 different things. So I'm starting on the bulkhead. From there I will continue to sealing valve.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what will be the best option, and looks like this is it.
And of course from there to plug.
Well paved, let's say.
As a mechanic or what?
That's a B1, you know. Is it good? Is it bad? Looks okay, no?
Yeah, it looks okay.
And this is all about lock firing. As you can see, space is really tight, but I was able to manage it on the first round, and of course my colleague as a duplicate inspector was satisfied. So now all what's remaining is to apply sealant on the end of the lock wire, then install the connector, and after that I need to return aircraft back to serviceable conditions. Unfortunately, I didn't record the test itself, but you saw the whole procedure on beginning. All which need to be done is just press the pump, and if fault light disappear and you will see on ECAM green line in the green box, you know that pressure switch works well. Then all that's remaining is to examine the area if there is no leak. If this is done, the job is performed. I would like to ask you, as always, to don't use this as a replacement for the maintenance manual. Always use the latest documentation released by manufacturer. And of course, I would like to know what you think about this video. From my side, this is all. My name is Tomáš, this was Aircraft Maintenance with Zeto, and I will see you next one. Bye.